God, it's Ted. Ted's back. Or it's the debut of Ted.
Oh, yeah. Had it. Oh, God, that was so good. Now I'm going to stuff my fucking face with pepper spam.
Oh, my God. Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. Right here on the YouTube, the Twitch. That's right, Alicia. Welcome to the shit show, and welcome everyone watching. Welcome Bison, who now has a cohort in his office.
Well, you never should have trusted me. I'm on drugs.
There you go. He's on drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we had to have someone replace Mark. Mark's not here.
When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Grab your thunder body and say these magic words. Fuck you, thunder. You can suck my dick. You think every thunder because you just got spots.
And we have Scott Demore trying to,
what the fuck is this show?
I kind of had a big announcement here.
It's a big announcement. All right, Coach Demore, what do we have for the big announcement to kick off this shit show that is TNI?
Oh, I think it's a little thing called J-Bones News.
I'm sorry, that is just a great addition to Scott Demore's appearances here via doll form.
We have a few of them.
Dear
so,
God.
Without further ado, J-Bones News.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, back for the first time tonight, J-Bones News, featuring Santa. Tell him, J-Bone.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Wow, that's featuring Scott Demore. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Bill. All right, so for some news to kick off this episode of Total Nonstop Impact, we have news of this. We have a main event, folks, for Hard to Kill. It is Matt Cardona and Morrissey versus Moose going after the Impact World Championship.
Okay. I'm all for it.
That's pretty. I mean, I was really, looking forward to Matt Cardona, but this really ups the ante, as they say. What do you guys think? Are you happy? Because I'm starting to hear already that there's some negative. There's some negativity out there in the social medias, shall we say, that it's a three-way and maybe not a two-way, or maybe the wrong person's in there. And let's hear it in the chat too. I want to hear everyone's
I want to hear what everybody thinks.
Are you happy about the three-way headlining Hard to Kill, or do you want it just a two-way? Is it too much? What do you guys think? Let's start with our man across the pond, Bison, who is back in his seat and has put Ted back in his corner. Thank you for doing that. I don't want to get thrown off of YouTube.
Copyright.
I'm not sure on this one, to be honest. I think that a three-ways, it's perfectly fine. You got three badass guys, in the chat. So, Does it mean that Morrissey has finally signed a contract? That they're giving him a main event spot at Hard to Kill. It could do. Who knows? But I think what people are probably a little bit pissed about is the fact that it's possibly should be Josh really getting his kind of rematch, or say getting a rematch, just basically getting his chance to win it back. I don't know, but I don't mind a three-way. Like I said, I don't mind a three-way, and you're right, it doesn't bother me. Yes, I saw that.
I'm not sure if that's a reference to wrestling or something else in the private life of Bison. I don't want to get too non-PG here, but...
Well, Ted was in bed with me and the wife earlier, so there you go.
I'm not.
Yeah, agree. Cool.
Yeah.
No
I'm putting
judgment. No judgment.
I
Sorry,
can't.
I just wanted
I
to put.
can't.
I was going to put a ring on his fuzzy finger. That was it. Whatever.
He's just looming over your shoulder.
He's there, like, he's loving life.
He's smiling too. Like he's plotting.
He's happy to be here.
So it's like the demise of Bison is coming, and we're gonna get a new host of TNI UK's impacted soon. It's absolutely terrifying. It's right around the corner. I can feel it.
Hey, me?
Alicia, what do you think of the three-way at Hard to Kill?
Well, I'm okay with it. I think it's good. Like, let's get this title area moving a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a little iffy about a three-way, only because you know how I feel about those. They tend to happen a lot, but you know, I think it'll be good regardless. We got a good trio of fellas going to war for this, so I'm for it. It's good. I think it'll be fine.
All right, Bill.
I agree.
No, I'm a fan of three ways. Just not all the time. You don't want them to
In my ass.
but for the most part, they're pretty good. But
Nice.
especially right here, because we've been talking about it ever since Morrissey showed up. That's a main event guy. That's a future world champion. He had the alliance with Moose, but they haven't been getting along. So putting him in this match makes a lot of sense. But then obviously you have Cardona in there as well. So, and we know when he was first available, which seems like an eternity ago, and it's like target him. Huge social media following. I keep saying at like especially Vegas, that's where they did their podcast and they were promoting that a ton tonight. He has a lot of fans, so he's going to bring eyes, sell tickets. We know that Mickey James and Moose are doing promotion in Dallas next week. Nice. So move those seats, man. And Cardona's helps that. Morrissey, a lot of people still remember him. I'm still shocked at how over he is on the indies when I see Morrissey. Obviously they still remember him, and that's a lot of times guys go away for a little bit. People forget about him, what they did maybe up north, but he's still very well known, and everybody that wants to say whatever about Impact on social media, they're watching. Who cares, like whatever numbers are and stuff, we know that doesn't really matter. They're watching on YouTube, they're watching through whatever, they're watching through the illegal streams, but they're definitely watching. So this one should be interesting, and obviously, got to pull for Moose here, but this will be an interesting match to see what happens, because when you get into three ways, anything can happen. The champion doesn't have to get pinned.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is true. Yeah, the odds are certainly against Moose, and if you saw the footage, of course, we can't play it on here, folks. You have to go to the social medias for the exclusive footage that happened after Impact went off the air and Scott D'Amore came down to the ring and really kind of gave it to Moose like, wow, you're just having a really shitty day. Well, guess what? It's about to get shittier. Here's the main event, and you don't have one opponent, you got two. Scott D'Amore really had quite the joy. I mean, this is a joyous season of, the holidays are coming, and it's supposed to be, and Scott D'Amore just really, really had a lot of fun. Daniel Spencer, friend of the show, in the chat. Welcome, brother. And welcome to everyone else.
Big night tonight.
Yes. Daniel Spencer, I will see you in 2 days at Blizzard Brawl. I can't wait, brother. We're gonna try to hunt you down there. Get a pick with one of the best referees around, man. Can't wait. And there's going to be a ton of people from Impact Wrestling at Blizzard Brawl. Bill, do you have the card in front of you? I know you were looking at it earlier.
I did have it earlier. Hold on 1 second, and I will bring that back up again.
I've got bleacher seats that I'm going to be taking my son. I haven't been to a wrestling show
Yep. So
In quite a while.
main event, the Titan, Adam Shearer, formerly known as Braun Strowman, and EC3 versus Impact's very own Jake Something and Rohit
Nice.
Raju.
Yeah.
Then Backwoods Brown versus Val Venus. OVW national title on the line. One of my personal favorites, Mr. Spectacular Jesse Goddard versus the Fanny Pack Kid Cal Hero.
Oh, and we got to say, Fanny Pack Kid Cal Hero now one half
Tag champs.
of the OVW Tag Champs. Congratulations, Cal.
Nice.
Cal Hero. Yeah.
Serena
Happy for that
Deeb
kid.
and Haley J, who I know from OVW, versus ODB and Sierra. So there you go. Another impactor right there. The Express and Kevin Thorne, who I remember had the other ECW gimmick of the vampire,
Yeah.
versus the Gun Club and CBS 58's Mike Kirkhoff. So I guess that's probably like a radio station, Kirkhoff, but I don't know.
That's a TV station.
TV station? Okay.
Yeah, he's a news guy. He's been bringing a lot of the people that are.
Come on,
gonna
man.
be
We
on
need
the
our
show
boy.
and-
We need our boy Burden, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, this one's
I know.
local in the great Milwaukee. So yeah, Milwaukee. So that's
All right, and then-
that's in there.
Then this guy, Joe Doering
Oh, he's gonna
versus
be there.
Cash Flow from OVW. Joey Avalon versus Shannon Moore from formerly of Impact.
Shannon Moore. Man, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that guy in a ring in at least a decade.
Yeah, well, what was the tag team he was in? Was it Inc? Something Inc.
Ink.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's right. It was Inc, wasn't it?
Inc.
With,
yeah.
I've forgotten the name of the guy.
Jesse
now,
Neal.
actually.
Jesse Neal.
That's it, Jesse. He was on that.
Inc.
Do you know? Does anybody here watch that? I've forgotten my Broken Skull Ranch thing or whatever it was, where he used to do that assault course with Stone Cold.
I've seen clips from it.
Yeah. He was on there. He was
Really?
actually on it. Jesse Neal actually was a competitor on there.
Wow,
So
nice.
it's really weird because he didn't have a mohawk or nothing like that. He looked really different, but it was definitely him.
Nice.
And then the final match advertised, the Dark Clouds, Tony Gunn and Drew Hernandez versus Luscious Lawrence. You might recognize him from Security at Impact.
Yes.
Dustin Jackson, TW3, and a mystery partner. Now, I believe that mystery may be Moose, but who knows?
Right.
Because
yeah.
advertised as there are Gail Kim, Al Snow with head. Gotta have head. If you don't have head, you don't got nothing. Jeff Jarrett.
Love a bit of head. Love a bit of head.
Gotta love head. Deborah, D'Lo Brown. Hey, where are you, D'Lo? I need you.
Yeah, then D'Lo Brown's gonna be there. Jeff Jarrett, Gail Kim.
Yeah, Ref Aubrey, Rebel, another Impact, Maria Kanellis, and David Hero. So loaded for J-Bone and Son.
Yeah, very excited. I know it's Deborah. Now, what is her name officially there? Deborah
was it?
McMichael.
Yeah, Deborah McMichael, right? Yeah.
Right, and she used to come out with a young Steve Austin too, or am I thinking of someone else?
Wasn't Deborah?
She's a little. She's a little before my. Is that Steve Austin's ex-wife?
Yeah, I'm sure it's his ex-wife, the one that accused
Okay.
him of beating her up. I think.
Oh, yeah, there's meet and greets. Is there a Daniel Spencer meet and greet? Will you be selling merch, Daniel Spencer?
Well, Daniel Spencer told me that I'm going to be first in line at his meet and greet. So if
Thank
there's
you for
anyone
the bits,
else,
Ray.
I don't know. Yes, thank you, Rayline, for the bits. Much love. Just want to remind everyone, if you want to help support the show, you can share bits. You can tip your favorite podcast on the YouTube as well in the super chat and super stickers and all that great stuff. But by all means, smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications from wherever you're watching. So yeah, I'll be covering that this weekend in some way, shape, or form. I absolutely can't wait to be there at say that 10 times really fast. Blizzard Brawl with my son. It's been a long time coming. Last show I went to with him was All In. Of course, this isn't as big as All In, but there's some pretty big names here. And one other thing I gotta let you guys know is EC3 and Adam Shear, aka Titan, aka Braun Strowman, are giving all the proceeds that they bring in from photo ops, autographs, everything at that show is all going back into the community for Waukesha for the victims of the Christmas Day parade about a week ago.
That's cool.
That's thoughtful.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're looking to raise a lot of money. Tremendous. Thank you, Bell's Boy, for the $10
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ted.
There you go for Ted.
It's Ted. Oh my goodness.
Hey, baby.
Apparently,
and Daniel Spencer is bringing the Back to the Future inspired shirts and the Ref Daniel Spencer keychains, which I've been trying to get my hands on. Oh, and thank you, Courtney, for the super
There we
sticker.
go. Thanks, Courtney. Much
Coming
love.
in.
Thanks
Bring
for
them
the
on in. Love it.
Appreciate it. I'll have to check those out, Daniel. Amazing.
Very cool.
Anything else in the news besides the updated Hard to Kill card? I don't know if there was any other like Impact news.
Well, they did sell out that VHS cassette.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. We can talk about
There
that.
was only 10 available, but they did sell them all.
I don't know if that's confirmed there, Bison, but it sold out in less than a day because I didn't even have a chance to buy it. Like I saw it there, but I was busy at work all day. By the end of the day, it was gone.
Well, I heard there wasn't that many. There wasn't many. It was a test to see whether they would sell, I think.
I would have fired up
the
VHS machine.
And they did. You know.
I'll wait for beta.
Crazy.
You'll wait for what?
Beta was a thing back in the day. You know?
Am I
want a
losing
beta.
my beta reference?
I want a beta.
Where's the laser disc?
Laser disc. How about reel to reel? Yeah, I remember like being a little kid going in the little grocery store versions of the video rental places and seeing VHS and beta and getting all excited and grabbing a video and taking it over to my mom and be like, hey, can we take this? Can we rent this one? No, son, we have VHS, not beta. And I'd go put it back all sad.
Yeah, all right. And then T. Hughes is hitting on this because this was said during, I guess, the YouTube chat. Apparently, Impact is taping in Fort Lauderdale after article. You can confirm that, Bison, and you were watching that feed, I know.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah. So that's
cool.
That's good. You know, I just think that, I mean, the more that they start getting around now, they just need to start moving around the country again, like they were doing before the pandemic. Start building those fan base again.
Now, I would hope
bigger venues.
Mayor, I know earlier during the reaction, you said you're a Miami guy, so that's not far. So hopefully see you there.
There you go.
There you are.
Thank you, Anna, for the super sticker. Much love.
Oh, and there is that other piece of news that's been in discussion. I believe it was also via the YouTube chat. They're getting all the scoops, so Iceman better watch out. The action figure talk is getting serious again.
Okay.
I'd like Gary's just put in the chat that Impact should have a video game for the Atari 2600.
Hey, 2600 is a fine machine.
I had a 2600 back in the day. I played me a lot of Dig Dug and
all the Mega Drive.
Pitfall. I had the Pitfall 2, which I threw across the room after I came this close to finishing and couldn't. I never played it again. That was very upsetting.
You never want that. You never want that.
Pole position, all that stuff. Loved it. Love me some old school stuff like that. All right. Well, shall we jump into this week's Impact Wrestling? Oh, I want to, before I forget, seeing as you're here, Bison,
yes,
let them know about that new bit of merch that you guys got.
Hey, we've got some great new merch. In fact, it's something that quite a lot of people have been asking about. So we now have your very own 100. Well, I am 100% pure Beefalo merch now available on the spreadshirt.
Here's a little StreamYard magic here. 3, 2, 1.
Boom!
Look at that.
There it is. Hey, look at that. You get your own mug. You can get your hat. T-shirt, hoodies. You can get whatever you need. Get it on there. I think you could play around with it as well, can't you? So if you didn't like it in orange, can you change the color or?
You can't change the color of the lettering, but you can get different colored shirts.
Okay, that's cool. That's good enough.
Yeah,
that's good enough.
I tried to put something on that would be a little more coordinated with the lettering. I didn't want to throw like purple on there.
Yeah.
But hey, to each your own. You want a purple shirt with I am 100% pure Beefalo on it? Be our guest.
Mate, people have been after it. They've been after it, so we've given it to you. That is exactly what we do here on TNI. Yeah, we give you what you want.
There you go. Hey, Bison, I had a question from someone earlier, and I'm going to pass it on. Maybe you can confirm or deny this, that the gentleman on the left in the picture here is a relative of yours? Because he looks like he's 100% pure Beefalo.
He definitely looks like he's 100% pure Beefalo, but he has hair. Yeah, not too sure. Not too sure on that one.
All right. Well, still, that's a great looking shirt.
It's a great looking shirt. And you need to get in there. You need to get on that spreadshirt shop. You need to get ordering it. What better Christmas present for the Beefalo fan in your life but 100% pure Beefalo t-shirt?
There we go.
This place rules.
Hell yeah. That smells good.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Storm is excited about it. So pretty good. Is in the description of the video. You can go order one right now. All sorts of merch with that stuff on it. You want to help support and grow the TNI UK brand. All right. Very excited about that, man. We could help you out and get that stuff on there. That's right. Gotta give the people what they want. That's right, Anna. That's right. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Anyways, all right. Let's jump into this this evening's Impact Wrestling episode, the 2nd of December, 2021. Someone in the chat called that date something. What did they call it, Bill? Someone said something because the numbers are like reversible either way.
They go both ways.
Yeah,
it's like the Illuminati.
Very Illuminati. Very.
If you flip it around, it never mind. All
right. wait a second. I think what J Bone's trying to say is something like this. Where is it? Come on. There we go.
This proves that elderly abuse in this country is at an all-time high, but it looks like so much fun.
There you go.
What in the world? Elderly abuse. I'm not. Oh, all right. Respect your elders, right?
Respect them.
Respect your elders. There we go. All right. So
that's the best commentary team in wrestling today, right there.
It is.
Dr. Ross, man, on commentary.
Dr. Ross, Sin Bodhi, a very sick sounding Dr. Ross at that. Dr. Ross, Sin Bodhi, and the devil himself, Father James Mitchell. That was incredible.
Oh, and speaking of, and honestly, I got to say, I have not caught it yet, but the digital media match was from Wrestle House. So was Dr. Ross on commentary for this match?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I figured. It's all right.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. It was fun. It was fun. I liked it.
Most of those have been
Madison Rain.
It was short and sweet. Havoc just basically kicked the shit out of Madison Rain for 2 minutes.
Poor Madison. She got some.
Speaking of poor Madison, we'll get to that a little bit later. She seems to be on the outs with everybody.
This is true. This is true. she's gonna be just hanging out on the corner with Caleb and in the we don't have a stable zone. Something, I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Caleb with Decay will just follow Tenille anywhere.
I think he'll be just fine.
We'll talk about the segment, but let's just say Caleb with a K was trying to get sexy, steamy, but he didn't.
He didn't.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
that was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
No one can duplicate the slow-mo, sexy, steamy, whatever you want to call it. I'll say it. All right. We continue. Actually, we're starting here now. So we start out with some more highlights from Turning Point. They showed a few that they didn't show the week prior on BTI. And we got some news from the Iceman and saying that Josh Alexander is not medically cleared because of his attack from Jonah, 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, he got heated, huh?
Yeah, so he had some kind of internal injuries. He was spitting up blood. It was not pretty, not pretty. So we don't know when he's going to return. Hopefully soon. Hopefully before Hard to Kill.
Well, he was doing some badass squats today, so he's getting ready. He's getting ready, baby.
Squat. Was this on social media? Was this on Was this on the Instanet?
Yeah, it was. He posted a video of him doing some nearly 400-pound squats or something.
Oh, he must be feeling a little better.
Yeah, basically he had me on his shoulders and was doing squats.
Dear God. Well, he's gonna need that to face Jonah because Jonah's a big boy.
Oh yeah.
So, best of luck to Josh Alexander and all of his squatting endeavors. But Jonah certainly is cleared to be on the show, and we get a hint that he might be in action tonight. So we certainly are afraid for anyone that has to cross his path coming up here.
Certainly.
Then we got the BTI match of the evening, Jake Something versus Hikuleo. What did we think of this match, folks?
Didn't see it.
What?
BTI, I didn't see it.
Alicia, at least I could say you're consistent with the BTI matches lately. I got to give you credit for that.
Never home in time, are you, sweetheart?
No, well,
hard-working lady.
Time doesn't allow it.
She's a hard-working lady.
No, very
She
much.
is. She is.
It is. It is early. It's because I roamed in probably 10 minutes before we went live, J-Bone, for the reaction. So I just caught it in time. But no, definitely a good match. I know me and J-Bone have been talking about it every time when we see Hikuleo, and we both see a star in Hikuleo. Obviously, he's still fairly new to the business, but he's big, and as I like to say, I was called a size mark out in Vegas by somebody else because it seems like everybody I really root for hard are big dudes because it's wrestling. So big dude just that can pummel people. That's what I'm looking for the most part.
All right, Boomer. All right, Boomer.
All right.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. It's been a while within the last handful of years that
Impact hasn't had
Wrestling,
this.
Yeah, has had some monster guys. I mean,
right
not
now
everybody can be 5 foot whatever for the X division. No, we got some monsters. It's
they got probably the biggest stable of big men in the upper mid card to main event than any company going right now.
Yeah, we got some big dudes. Yeah, lots of meat slapping.
Beefalo herding. There you go.
I thought it was a great match.
Heat saying, "Bring me fresh meat when I need them."
Yeah, exactly. But there was some seriously. I thought this was a really good match. Really, I thought it was a great match. I loved it. And the great thing about having this, I was like, "Oh man, this should be on the main show. This is going to be great." But I think the main thing about it is that they get a little bit longer. You know, this was a good 10-minute match. You know, they got time, and also Jake looked awesome. So, you know, they're pushing him. A lot of people are like, oh, he's not going to beat Hikuleo. They're just serving him up. Well, no, they're not. That, you know, they've not done nothing with Jake something. They're not pushing him. You know, yes, they are. But you know, you have to remember when you've got you know as many sort of kind of top guys now on the roster, you know, there's only so much room and there's only so much time you can give in, you know, an hour and a half's worth of taping. I know it's a 2-hour show, but that includes obviously the advert. So it's an hour and a half worth of TV time. So, you know, there's only so much, you know, you can get on the TV in one time. And that's why BTI is good, because it gives that opportunity, gives you that extra match, gives people that extra time to get on TV. I still think they need to have a match open BTI. I think if they had a match opening BTI, even if it was a shorter match, say like a 5-minute match, you know, or even a 3-minute match or something like that, if they opened up with a match, then did everything else in between, and then closed with that 10-minute match, I think that would be the way to go, and it would give people that extra, you know, extra TV time.
That's actually a really good idea, because it's always nice to start out with a hot match. You know, there's some kind of match. So yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know we've been saying it, and I think the easy way to do it, it's already there. Put the digital media channel, like put the digital media match on BTI in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
like get the intro, maybe a little bit of what you want to relay, like some like last week's show, the last pay-per-view, and then it'd be like, and here's the digital media match of the week, as seen on, and push your services, push the YouTube, Impact Plus, as seen here, but now it's free to everybody on YouTube now. Play it on this show. They're only 5-minute or less matches.
I agree.
Put that on there, and you get 2 matches real easy. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is a replay off the social media that it's originally on, it's
I know there is something to that, and I'm sure Kevin and other people probably have opinions on this. Is like once it's on the social media, like it's the Twitter video, then you don't use it again. But like just as we saw, there's a 3.5-minute video of Scott D'Amore making the main event. Is that we're only going to see that on Twitter? We're never going to see that again?
Yeah.
That seems like a waste. I get digital media and putting it on their impressions, but put it on TV as well. Don't give up on that medium. This is what we're trying to grow here.
Well, yeah, I mean it's and they're big with their Twitter. You know?
Huge. But
it's
now that you say that, we got to point out something else, though.
Yeah.
Instagram went dark now for a week.
Did it?
What does this mean?
I didn't know.
They haven't posted on Instagram.
To be fair, I don't really go on Instagram that much, so I've not noticed that.
And I'm going to see if they posted anything since the show went off the air on Instagram, just to see.
All right. Well, Bill checks the Instaneck. We're going to continue here. But yeah, that was a great win for Jake something. I can't wait to see him live on Saturday and congratulate him on his win against, 1/3 of the Biz Cliz and Impact Wrestling. That's a big win. That's a big win.
It is a big win.
And considering the numbers are always against him if you are dealing with the Bullet Club. So, tremendous win for Jake. All right.
Yeah, still nothing. So, once again, if that's your thing, social media, I get Twitter, but you got to be doing it on all the platforms then. So, put it on the TV and put it on my other thing. But it is a holiday week, so leniency. But need the manpower. Got to keep that going. Right. We will help. Let us know.
Yeah. Just give me the login, and I'll throw everything and anything on that Instaneck.
There you go.
The days of Josh doing it all. He's a busy man.
But apparently Garrett's off at the moment, so maybe that's why.
That might be it. That honestly, I haven't seen Garrett post at all, so it could be Garrett. So if they're depending all on Garrett for it, then need a backup for Garrett.
Yeah,
we definitely need a backup.
Hopefully
I'm up
Garrett
for it
as well.
I'm up for it. No.
Give it to Bison.
Make it happen.
Just don't give Ted the access, because God knows what Ted will do.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and Bison, you have to put over to Neil Dashwood.
Oh shit! No, fuck that.
Bison, that's not very nice. All right.
I'd rather put over my own cat.
Jeez Louise. All right. So we start out here. Matt Cardona comes down to the ring wearing a spiffy new shirt. Is that shirt on Impact, shopimpact.com? Or is that one of his PWT's ones?
Which one was that?
I don't know. It was like, the skull and the headband and the shades. It looked cool. It had a bunch of colors and stuff. It wasn't that one.
I know. But there's a head skull.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that was on PWT's. I think I've seen that one.
It could be. It's a great shirt. Great shirt.
Yeah.
Great merch. All right. Matt Cardona comes down to the ring, calls down Moose. Moose comes down and uses something that I got a feeling it may go viral. Depending if the wrong people get a hold of this. It may go viral. He called Matt Cardona Mid-Cardona.
Mid-Cardona.
Or especially me, I was having a chuckle with this all throughout the show. I love Matt Cardona, don't get me wrong, but Mid-Cardona, that just kind of just rolls right off the tongue. It was a lot of fun. Moose, welcome to the show.
Mid-Cardona.
I agree. Get it going. Mid-Cardona. Love it.
Bison's even taking notes. Look at that. Hashtag
taking notes on
Mid-Cardona. Oh,
I'm definitely taking notes. I'm taking notes.
He's never going to come on the show if we keep this up.
Well, as J-Bone, as you said during the reaction, he did on his latest vlog do that auction for that special wedding brawler that was like crazy money, like thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah. He spent $12K on a dink.
Well, a dink?
Dear God. He's got a wedding to plan for. Why is he spending $12,000 on a dink?
Now, Alicia, I know you were pretty opinionated on. I'm not sure if it was this promo. I think it was this promo, or was it? I don't know if it was Jonah later. But because I know he referenced the Intercontinental title.
It was later, yeah.
It was later. That's what I figured. I just want to make sure.
It was the big dog comments.
It was the big
dog in the yard. Like, we'll get to it later in the when we get to that. Well, remind me when we get to that segment.
With the top dogs.
The top dog, right. Top dog in the yard. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, and there was something else that was kind of a reference off of there, but we'll get to that.
Right, we'll get there, yeah.
So Matt Cardona has had enough. He starts brawling with Moose, and Morrissey comes out to help Moose, and then Eddie Edwards helps even the odds, and they're all fighting. So, holla, holla, I smell a main event later. So, all right, some tag team action for you, yeah. Next, we get a hell of a VBD promo aimed at Mack and Swann. That, of course, is going to lead to a match later. Oh, dear God, Joe, I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
I'm coming for you, Bone.
He's coming for his bone. Jesus.
I'm the top dog.
So lifelike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That sign is actual size of Joe Doering?
Probably is.
In person?
I'm selling my tickets. No,
life size?
Bill, control your
Joe. For God's sake, control your Joe.
Dear God, he's possessed.
And I asked, there was a great shot of you actually right at the start of the show today, Bill. Did you notice that? Wearing your Ace Austin mask.
Oh yeah, my Ace Austin mask. Gotta have my Ace Austin mask.
Yeah,
there was a really good shot of you. Now, the other thing I was going to ask was, has Joe Doering acknowledged, because you hold up his face every time, has he actually acknowledged that you're doing that?
He does, very subtly. Very subtly.
What does he do then? Because I've never noticed.
Well, he knows he's a professional. Brian Myers could learn something.
He's a consummate heel.
He makes sure when he's either off camera or he's very sly, and he'll give like the wink. He'll give the nod. Like you get one of those. You get very subtle. That's as much as you get out of Joe Doering. But then I did, because he saw from the beginning when I was at the show in Michigan, Rhino's promotion, and he was on that show, and that was the debut of that. And that's where I got a VBD shirt signed by him at the table. So he saw that in person that time. So he was like, yeah, like, although I think Cody Diener, who was right next to him at the time, maybe even when he reacted even more for it. He's like, whoa.
That's cool. That is cool. You need to get him to sign it. That's what you need to do. Get him to sign it on the back.
Maybe at some point, maybe when it gets retired. Although me and Jay were talking, I don't know if he'll ever get retired. Like at some point, does Joe or does a wrestler in an ultimate heel move try to destroy it?
Oh,
we'll see.
Oh yes,
that'd be a heel. Now, Travel Joe's little brother, Travel Joe. He takes more of a beating, so that could easily happen. If someone like a top dog thought they were tough enough to do something to Big Joe here, I don't think they could get Big Joe. Like they might fail. It might be like Excalibur for our UK friends here. They may not be worthy of doing it. They might try to break them, but you can't. Can you break this man? You can't break him.
You can't break
it into your soul.
Terrifying.
Amazing.
Every time he does that, I just pee a little. Just a little.
Control your nips.
Jeez.
I got two nips.
So, yeah, promo aimed at Mack and Swann, which, like I said, is leading to a tag match later. Then Scott D'Amore. Man, Scott D'Amore has had a hell of a night. And as we saw, he just takes it all on a boost at the end of the night, which is well-deserved, I guess, in some ways. But he's talking to Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona wants in the main event at Hard to Kill. And he's Scott D'Amore says, well, you know, if you want in the main event, then you got to prove it to me later tonight. And he books the match, the tag team match. And then Scott D'Amore gets hit from the other side from Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering, because they've been hearing all this news, this big Impact Wrestling news about the announcement of the X, dear God,
Ultimate X.
Ultimate X. Thank you.
Bam!
Yes, thank you, ladies. Guess my brain needed that. The Ultimate X match happening at Hard to Kill, and that's for a number one contender spot. Is that what it's for?
I would think so. You would get the X, and yeah,
you get the X, and you get the contract that comes with the X. I guess that's how that goes. We don't see those a lot, but anyways, famous match. We love it. And then, Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz want in on that too. So then, which that leads to the Rachel Ellering Savannah Evans match. We'll get to that in a little bit. Then or not. Thank you, Tasha. Matthew Raywald versus Chris Sabin. Alicia, what did we think about this matchup?
I liked the introduction to it and everything that Raywald had to say to Sabin in regards to it. Sabin's got an interesting character going as of late, and I feel like it kind of played into that a little bit. Anyway, I thought it was good. Deonna.
And, Deonna Purrazzo was at ringside for commentary.
Yes, I was gonna say. I feel like in this particular match, the attention was more on Deonna for obvious reasons, and they're really starting to portray a different kind of character element for her, and I think that's really cool and unique. She's playing into it really well. She seems a lot like Deadly Calm, kind of. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Yeah,
I love that.
This is true. And I was saying to Bill during the live reaction that she's really come into her own.
Mm-hmm.
This run of hers, because I basically had no clue who she was during her NXT run or anything leading up to that before then. And she has just absolutely knocked it out of the park as a heel, as a wrestler. Her promos have gotten better. Her whole charisma, and now it's even involved on a different level now. With her sitting there, and she's just the best way I could describe it is she's just as cold as ice. What'd you think about all this, like her acting like this during the match? Do you agree with Alicia that it took away from the match, or what did you think, Bill?
Oh yes, no, I think it was the right thing to do. They're building Deonna's character this way, and you're not just putting her in random matches. You're giving her more this new Deonna, this Deonna that was beaten, but that's now coming out the other side a little more angry, a little more savage. But this match, I know we were both looking forward to this because Sabin's just been killing it lately. And we haven't seen Matt Raywald really have a match to show more of his wrestling skills off. So I think everybody was looking at this match and thought, all right, that this could be something pretty good here. And it definitely it lived up to expectations. It was a good match because Chris Sabin doesn't have a bad one. There's only 3 words for this.
I love this match!
That's good. These are great sound clips, guys.
Yes.
I'm very much enjoying them.
That is
Simply Steve.
Steve's on it. We've got a few more planned for next week as well. So watch this space.
Nice. All right. And Bison, what'd you think of this match?
As always, it was good. I found Deonna on the commentary a little bit distracted actually, because obviously they weren't commentating on the match at all. They were just talking about Deonna.
I feel you.
So I sort of kind of found that a little bit annoying, really. However, we spoke about this the other day. Yesterday on Impacted. Where have you noticed the way that Deonna's voice has actually changed? Because she used to sort of have this like cry sound in her voice, but now for some reason it's gone.
Calm, she sounds.
Yeah, she sounds a lot calmer now. I was wondering, we were wondering whether it was more to do with the fact that she sort of kind of settled down into, being a bit more confident on the mic as opposed or whether it's just, she has completely changed on purpose. She was, I don't know. But I think she sounds a lot different, a lot more confident, cold, rather than aggressive, if you know what I mean. It's like a cold ass killer type attitude.
Disaffected almost, yeah.
Yeah.
So I quite like that. But going back to the match, Again, another extremely solid match from Matthew Raywoldt. Like every time the guy comes out, he does a great match. Like you doesn't matter who he's with. You know, I mean, the match that he had with Jake something, even though again he lost, it was a great match. Like it was a really, really good match. So you know, you have to take your hats off to what he's giving us in the ring at the moment. And at the end of the day, he's a heel. So he is doing his job right because everybody seems to not like him very much. I think he's great. I think he's fantastic in the ring. I think he's got an unusual look. And to be fair, I don't know. I always like the baddies. So I'm down with it. I'm down with it. It's good. As much as Chris Sabin is amazing. And it's Chris Sabin at the end of the day.
Steamy,
one of the
sexy Sabin.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the greatest Impact or TNA Impact wrestlers of all time. And we're getting to see him week in, week out at the moment doing some of his best work. So, you know, that's great. But Matthew also gave so much in this match that everyone should be taking their hat off and saying Matthew Raywoldt is the real deal. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Right, especially to take a guy like Chris Sabin, who's just having a career year this year. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't think, if you look back at all the matches that Chris Sabin has been in, especially against, you know, the top guys like Moose and stuff, and beating Moose, I mean, who saw that one coming for Chris Sabin this year? It's unbelievable. And I even said recently, and I'm like, man, I seriously, I mean, you can kind of predict once in a while, like, you know, who's going to be next champ or who the next few champs might be if you kind of look at the card and how they're being booked. I would not be shocked, and I wouldn't be pissed either if we see one last world championship run out of Chris Sabin. Seriously.
That'd be cool.
He's that good, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, but we'll see. You know, that's more of a discussion for another time. But he's having that kind of year. But yeah, hats off to Matthew Raywoldt. Absolutely, it does show if he can go toe to toe with a guy like Sabin and make you believe for a bit that, like I'm seeing in the chat here, some people here thought that Raywoldt was going to win. So there you go. You know, proves it right there.
Well, yeah, and since Bison mentioned Killer when he was talking about Deonna, probably should mention Killer Kelly was in the news because she found out it was not a deviated septum. It was a broken septum. So she needs to get surgery on that. But hopefully that can get cleared up, and who knows. But she had to obviously put wrestling on hold to deal with that because she was having the breathing issues. But obviously that was a little more serious than initially even thought. So good luck to her.
That is serious. I mean, we never take something like breathing, you know, it certainly isn't overrated. It's very important. Hopefully she can get that fixed and come back to wrestling.
However, it's actually easier to fix a broken one, which is why she's happier about that. So although it's not a great injury, she's happy about it because it's an easier thing to get fixed, even though it costs a lot of money in the US.
Oh, well, okay. Buy that merch, people. I always say it, you know.
Get on there.
Go help her support that cause so she can come back, hopefully.
I'm actually on her Discord, so there's because I'm a massive fan of Killer Cow. I think she's great. There
you go.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, she said a few things on there. So that are, you know, she's happy. I mean, you know, obviously she's not happy. She's got a broken, but you know, it's something which apparently can be fixed easier. So,
good.
Yeah, so
nice.
Good. Well, I'm glad she got that all diagnosed, the full diagnosis, and she knows what's happening now and everything. So, yeah. Hopefully the doctors can take care of that. All right.
Hopefully we can finally see her as an Impact knockout at some point.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I think that's what we want in the end game. But
you've got to have the female version of Kurt Angle on Impact. We have to,
right? Not a bad thing. More Scott D'Amore here. He's got quite the loaded night here. He's getting bothered now by Alicia Edwards and Chelsea Green they also want in on this Ultimate X match. And he's like, guys, I don't know how many different ways I have to tell you this. I'm going to make the announcement of who's all in the match next week. You just got to wait one more week.
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Just breathe. So yeah, I mean, I'm certainly looking forward to that announcement whenever it comes.
I feel like a lot of them are going to be people who participated in these segments, going off a hunch.
No doubt, because there's going to be 6 of them or more.
Six.
Yeah, he stated 6.
6. And I wouldn't be surprised if that number changes somehow, some way. I mean, this is kind of like one of those matches where you can add or subtract or whatever. Yeah.
They all want a spot in there. That's history right there.
Right. Yeah, and we don't have to have a tournament. Obviously, we're getting the announcement next week, so that's fine. But we got a preview of that's coming up soon. And then right after that, good old Jai Vidal comes up, and Scott D'Amore has absolutely had it with people, approaching him about this Ultimate X match. And Jai Vidal was like, well, no, I don't want in on the Ultimate X match. Thank you, but no. But he's like, I'd love a chance to get in the ring tonight, So and he's like, wow, that's great that you mentioned that, because you're gonna, you can go to the ring now and you can face Jonah.
Yeah, because he did point out that it was like Scott was glad that he recovered from the Eric Young match.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
For those of you that don't remember, yes, he is the one that got completely decimated versus Eric Young recently in Eric Young's return to the ring. So,
which me and Justin are still popping over that.
Well, yeah. Right.
Where we all love EY.
Yes, gotta love a UI. So Jai Vidal not so happy about this match announcement. Makes his way to the ring, and so then Jonah makes his way to the ring for his debut. Let's go around the horn. Let's talk about Jonah's Impact Wrestling debut. Let's start with Bison.
Well, for me, I was expecting a bigger pop from the crowd. There didn't seem to be much of a crowd reaction, whether that was just because the crowd wasn't mic'd quite as well as it could have been. But it seemed a bit quiet to me. But he came out. It was a squash match. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect it to be. I'm not going to lie, that frog splash is pretty badass. And I don't think anybody, let alone Jai Vidal, would fancy, having that happen to them. And I think, did he do a senton on him as well? I don't know. I can't remember. But it was...
yeah, it's like a running senton. It's pretty devastating,
Yeah. So, I mean, it was impressive. I thought his mic work was fairly good. Not too sure. I'm not too sure on the content. Is this where you've got question, Alicia, here with what he was saying in the ring?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So basically, I mean, I guess it's not too horrible, but it's just that I really, really don't like the promos that reference the company they just came from. And I get it. I totally get it. I don't mean to sound like I'm knocking it or whatever, but I feel like it's like everybody does it, and it's kind of like it's just. Yeah, verbatim. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it's just it's not a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like,
at the end of the day, we know what you're talking about. The undead man was obviously, the big dog or the big dog,
the top dog, right?
So and then you've also got obviously the leader of the pack or whatever it is, the leader of the family, obviously shouting about it as well. So I totally get what you're saying 100%. But But Jonah, I don't know. I mean, he's obviously using the top dog as his reference, and I suppose it's a bit difficult not to talk about it being your yard, I guess. It's difficult, isn't it? Because where'd you find your dogs? Well, in the yard, I guess. But, like, it sort of kind of makes sense. But at the same time, you're right. It is a reference.
That's funny you say that, because I didn't even think about. I thought about a different reference that he made. I didn't even think about like the top dog comparing it to the big dog, like Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I honestly didn't think about that.
What did you? Which reference did you hear? Sorry, I'm looking for my charge cord.
It's okay. It's okay. He said no matter what company he comes in to compete in, he's there to take over.
Yeah.
Takeover is a special that was always offered from NXT.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Good
that
catch.
One as well. Yeah.
I never would have got that.
Yeah, and I thought that was okay. That wasn't like I actually felt that was more of a not a dig, just a reference to where he came from.
I mean, he was booked strong there, you know what I mean? So the guy's obviously talented. I just feel like every time we get someone from that company, that's the line of dialect they choose to go with, is something referencing where they came from. And it's like, you got to scrap that. You got to just start fresh. This is your chance to show the world who you are, and you're choosing to still associate with something that's behind you.
It's like a cheap shot.
Maybe that seems like a shitty thing. I don't know.
It's like
I'm looking at it from like just storyline basis. Everything else, like personally, that like really sucks, and that was a shitty situation. But like storyline wise, it's just everybody's doing it, and so we got to move off it.
I feel you. Thank you so much, Justin Miller, for the $9.99 tip. My goodness, he says, "Have a good rest of the review, fam. Gotta get up early for work. Much love back to you, man. Thank you for helping support the show like that.
Take care,
appreciate
Justin.
it.
Thank you.
Take care, man. But yeah, I feel you. Like either way, no matter how you take it, it's either a point of respect or it's a little dig, whatever. It's different ways to look at it, and
I think it's a cheap shot for me. It's a cheap way of
shot.
It's a cheap
That's
shot.
maybe why.
I feel
isn't it?
Because everybody, like, let's be real here. Like the WWE's in the doghouse with everybody right now. Even if you're a fan of the content, you know what I mean? Like, because they're just kind of off. They're wilding out right now. They're having a midlife crisis or something. Yeah, I mean, and who's to say? But at the same time, like, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
it's all right.
Yeah, I don't lead into it too much. Like, it's one thing to do it a little bit, but you don't want that to be your gimmick, because I won't name names, and I won't necessarily say Impact, but there are ones that continue, and that becomes their character, where it's all about being frustrated with where you are, always
and frustrated where you are now.
Like, I think the perfect one to do it lately was like when Moose cut that promo on champions at every company, including the head of the table. Like he brought his name up, but he was never there. But he's just more saying like, I'm the champion to deal with here. I'm not going to pretend these other things don't exist. And wrestling today, that's naive not to think these don't exist.
That's different though, isn't it? Because
the context is different.
That's good context.
Yes.
The other ones where it seems like pot shots or cheap shots, if you want to get a little dig in your first promo, subtle, okay. You've earned that. You've earned that right. Just don't do it again.
Surely.
Yeah. If that's it from now on, then great. Like
totally. That really is only my gripe.
Off your back or off your chest.
Yeah.
Get a little bit there, but just don't make it your character, because it seems pity. That like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And just I know you had mentioned about the reaction. I'm going to go two things due to the reaction from being there. One is, I think, just a lot of the casual wrestling fans probably weren't watching NXT that closely. If he was from the main roster, he'd be more known. So that's one issue.
Yeah.
But the bigger issue here was he went against Jay.
Yeah.
To the regular people watching this on TV, they don't know who Jay is. But it's one of those things where future stars of wrestling, the Vegas promotion out of there, 50% of that crowd are loyal diehards of that local promotion. They know who he is. They know every match he's wrestled. They were pulling for him no matter what. They were not going to give his, because he came out first. So his opponent was going to get nothing.
Yeah.
Like so they didn't really want to deal with him much. Like once they knew what was going on there. So I think in other markets, and especially with New Japan and stuff, he'll get more over. And I honestly, this is probably better. Impact can help create somebody in Jonah as opposed to being established. Like have him be this Bam Bam Bigelow new generation badass.
Oh, totally.
Can I just say this though, right? So he turned up, and this was mentioned as well. So he turned up at New Japan just to face off with Moose. So does that mean that he's actually signed a contract with Impact Wrestling, but because there's that working relationship, that's why he turned up there and obviously faced off with Moose, and he didn't face off with a New Japan wrestler? Maybe
it could definitely mean that, because and Iceman made it seem that way, because in the intel he referenced free agents and where they're going to go, and then he only talked about Jonah. So you're talking about free agency, Jonah, but he's not really here. I know everybody, since he was in New Japan, he signed to New Japan. Forget that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that.
Just because someone's turned up somewhere doesn't mean they're signed.
Yeah, in wrestling today,
right?
That means nothing. Like Matt Cardona, there's no. This happens in Impact. There's no official release that he signed a contract.
They just don't do it, do they?
They don't do it for everybody, and they haven't done it lately, really, for much of anything. Like saying this person's been signed to this deal type stuff. Like you hear it in excerpts of interviews. Like remember Moose was on a podcast, said, "Oh, I signed a 2-year deal." Then like, never heard anything.
Well, and then when I interviewed him, he almost denied it, because I said, "Congratulations on your contract." He's like, "Well, where'd you hear that?" I'm like, "Well, it's on the podcast, mate."
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they want to be too public about that. For maybe at certain times of the year they'll put it out there, but they don't really want throwing contracts because they're not WWE. They're not going to sign 10-year deals. I think the max they'll ever sign is a 3-year deal. But really, why should you do more? And you look at it, MLW, Ring of Honor, they're all going to pay per appearance deals. There's not like that. The contract in wrestling is kind of going away for the most part. So they're still doing it.
They're true independent contractors, what they're supposed to be, right? It's like, they're self-employed. So that it sort of kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But it's just the trouble is, I think it's more for the investment in the fan. Like, why should I invest in somebody? Like, totally get behind them in the promotion that I spend my time and money watching, and then they just disappear after 6 months. That for me is a big thing. So, because you know what happens as soon as they disappear, it all becomes a real negative thing. Because it's Impact Wrestling. If it was anybody else, it's not a negative thing. It's like I hate the saying when you see the headline, so and so is done with Impact.
Yeah.
Like what do you mean they're done with Impact? They've just they've had a contract and now they're moving on. like it's no different.
Very good example that you just brought up there, Bison, because Big Swole was just not renewed her contract, correct? At AEW.
Yeah.
But I don't see headlines saying, "Oh boy, boy." But when that happens at Impact, like Rob Van Dam, Katie Forbes, they were on appearance deals. They just didn't keep doing appearances. But all Rob Van Dam said was great stuff. I loved it here. We'll see if something happens in the future. But that was taken very negatively because that's what the internet, the fake wrestling news likes to do.
It's just annoying. It's just that word "are done," because to me, and it's always in capital letters as well. Like they're making the "done" word like it's a negative.
Words are powerful.
Like seriously,
because they think that will get more clicks from a base that was told to hate Impact 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. But yeah. So anyway, that's one of my pet gripes.
I think that's with all of us because but we know and that thing. But you look at it: Impact, Moose, Eddie Edwards, Rosemary. These people, 2016. You're talking. These people have been here, so they have a base. Would you like to have even more? Yes, and we'll see because there might be more, and who knows? Maybe there's a new way. Like Sammy at this point, been here a long time, so there is more of that. But you are going to have ones that come in and out, and then the ones you identify, like Morrissey. Will it be mutual for the long term? I think it's getting there, but that could be a guy that becomes a long term guy with you as well. So you never know, and there's always going to be some. Like no one's going to have a standard roster for 5 years. You're going to have 50% of the roster, and the rest are going to change out. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And Ronan's got a point. Ronan Blues just mentioned in the chat there with the Kira Hogan thing. You know, that was announced by the commentator that Kira Hogan has just signed a deal. Yeah, and then she says on the podcast that actually, you know, she doesn't have like an exclusive deal with AEW. So, you know, and she's, you know, she misses Impact and stuff like that. Well, I bet she does.
And that is news. She will be having this weekend an Impact title match against Mickie James.
Like
at NWA.
Not even on an Impact show. That's mental. I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm going to watch it. And do you know what? I'm only going to watch that show because of that match. Because but
there is that connection. So she was at Impact, and it's in Atlanta. She's an Atlanta girl. Like, I get it. It does make sense. And because of everything Mickey's doing for the company, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And
No,
plus,
I'm not saying it's not.
Any way to get hardcore country in there.
I'm sorry about that. I get carried away when that comes out. Oh,
it's Bison's favorite song.
I love
Badass.
it. So, but yeah, no, you know, I guess it's just I don't know. It's a shame for me. Like, you know, I get that probably the reason Impact doesn't do this so-and-so is signed multi-year deal or even a 1-year contract anymore because like AEW seems to have this like so-and-so is all elite thing going on all the time. And I guess Impact are just sort of kind of like quietly doing their business and these people just sort of kind of turn up and do their thing. And if you actually go on the Impact roster page and look at the talents that are at Impact Wrestling, it's on that roster now. That's a badass roster.
Okay.
Like, that is a fucking badass roster. And
absolutely.
Like, you know, and
it's loaded right now.
Oh, absolutely loaded. It's a great roster all across the board. Great roster.
It is.
Yeah, if contracts expire, 1 or 2 people leave. Obviously sad to see go, but like, and we'll get to it, but obviously we saw a Wrestle House return of Lawrence D that we see later tonight. Who knows where that's going to wind up? But like, obviously, like when AC Romero requested his release, that was a big, pretty negative story in the internet press. But sometimes you shuffle things around and it works out. Like that's the business. Like people come and go, but people want to make that a big deal.
Yeah, nobody is. At the end of the day, nobody is bigger than the promotion, and that's a fact.
Oh yeah, here's one we haven't even talked about yet.
Yeah,
Iceman acted like it was going to happen sooner rather than later. I might have to call out Iceman on that.
Hey, I guess it didn't happen at the tapings, Bill.
Well, he made it seem like it happened in the next couple weeks.
Bill's not going to tell you that though.
That's true. That's true. I don't want you to tell me.
It's been like 3 weeks since he said that. So.
Okay, yeah,
that's true.
So, but yeah, I mean, time goes pretty quick, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
We will.
But yeah, back to the episode. We should.
Oh yeah, there was an episode.
There is a review. But yeah, Jonah beats Jai Vidal, and he doesn't just beat him with one move. He actually has he beats the snot out of him, but Jonah does it in excellent fashion. You know, he does a handful of moves and then finishes them off with a splash. Pretty epic splash too, if I may add. I mean, it ranks right up
the
there
top rope. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that ranks up there with splashes from big guys like Vader.
It is.
So loved it, and then he cuts a short but sweet promo. I liked it. We already went around the horn about that.
Yeah. Me and Jay were saying during the reaction, it was a Kiss promo, and we're not talking the Kiss Demon with the swing man. We're talking a keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid.
Don't just get in there, say your stuff, keep it simple, and that's like Morrissey saying like that. That's promo 101. Good job.
Right. Yeah. He didn't say. He didn't have to come in there and do 20 minutes on where he came from and a long drawn out whatever story.
Yeah.
No, he kept he had a couple references and kept it short. So it was all right. Then we got Gia Miller backstage with Trey and Miguel, and he's talking about his match that he had at Turning Point, and Steve Macklin attacks him, and they brawl all over the backstage area there. Luckily, Gia gets out of the way. This was a fun. I mean, sometimes we don't really talk much about backstage fights. They are what they are. Little scuffle to get broken up. This one felt different, though. And Bill, you referenced an old fight from about, I'm going to say about 4 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, this was 2017. It was up in Canada. If you remember those tape-ins, like right around Bound for Glory, it was Johnny Impact backstage that jumped off something right onto, at the time, Alberto El Patron. And
that's right.
It just reminded me of it. Just seeing him jump off, it was like, this feels so familiar. Then I'm like, wait a second, that was Canada during that early run there with the anthem. And that's definitely what it felt like. And and then Trey, he's Spider Trey. He's kind of living it out. And I do hear with Spider-Man in the news with the new movie coming out that one of the villains has been revealed. Spoiler alert. J Bonesaw.
Oh, jeez.
Here.
What? Oh, you said, that's, yeah, you're going to get me in trouble, man.
Jeez, Bone. They have heard all about the bone.
The bone.
The bone.
The bone saw. Jeez.
Saw's here.
But yeah, great brawl from Steve Macklin and Trey Miguel. Obviously, this one is not done coming out of Turning Point.
No.
Then we get a promo advertising the IPWF returning December 8th, sponsored by
18th.
Blue Ribbon. What?
18th. December 18th.
What did I say?
December 18th, just before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, December 18th. Yes, just before Christmas in, was that Louisville, Kentucky?
Louisville at the Davis Arena, home of OVW. Tickets, I believe, still are available, so definitely you can be there live.
There you go.
Hop on in there.
Now, that place doesn't hold a ton of people, right, Bill? You've been there a few times.
Yeah, not a ton. I'm not sure what the capacity would be. I would say it's like a studio, almost like Skyway. So I'd say in the, I don't know, 250, 300 range. Just a guess.
And that's okay for this kind
500
of show.
Terrence Sullivan? Okay. Depending on production, how they set up.
Yeah. Well, they got to make sure.
If they get to 500, that'd be a good number.
Oh, that would be a fantastic number.
It would.
Because there's a lot of GA, and that's the thing. It's very tough to count GA.
Yeah.
Like bleachers. That's how many can you fit in there?
There you go.
But I've been there quite a few times. I enjoy it.
This is true. Yeah. Who refs down there a lot? Is that Daniel Spencer?
Oh, Daniel Spencer. Oh, I think he's there every week.
There you go. All right, then we get Ziggy Dice and VSK trying to get on do some FaceTime calling with Brian Myers. Brian Myers obviously not there. Out with some sort of ailment, which is still kind of a mystery at this point, I guess.
I do like that Ziggy asks him how his scrotum's doing.
Yeah, right at the end. That was funny.
Yeah, I threw that in.
It's the way that he just sort of kind of like Brian Myers just ignored him completely. Just went
click.
Beyond intrigued on where this angle's going, where like he ignores Ziggy Dice all the time, just like he did Sam Beal, my boy, Sam Beal. But yeah, BSK, the prodigal son, BSK. For some reason, nobody knows. He's got pictures, I assume. I don't know.
Oh man, but yeah, if this leads to what do you call them there, Bison? What is that?
Sticky rice.
Sticky rice. It's. I thought it was Ziggy Dice. If this leads to a Brian Myers Ziggy Dice match where Ziggy Dice also breaks away from the learning tree, I'll be all too excited. But that would just leave your favorite Bill, VSK, to.
And there you go. That's the right. That's everyone. There you go. Here we go.
I had to, Bill. I'm sorry.
VSK sucks eggs. And I think somebody compared like him to Jai Vidal earlier, and they're like the charisma factor. Give me Jai Vidal. But I will say this: I did see BSK. I guess he has a pro wrestling T-shirt. He went with the classic, like our throwback logo, the TNA logo in VSK.
Did he really?
That takes some brass ones.
Oh man,
nice.
He's got the balls.
He does.
There you go, Bison. I was waiting for that.
So it's I'm looking up in the corner here. So it's like that one.
Yeah,
it's the one that's more gold. So it's the one right after. It's the early Orlando TNA logo.
Okay, I got.
So it's the one right after that.
I gotcha. Okay, all right. So what do we got next here? We got Moose and Morrissey. Moose. Morrissey is not exactly happy with Moose right now because Morrissey feels like he's getting the how do they say it? The short end of the stick in this deal. You know, Moose, yeah. Moose keeps saying all this wee stuff, and he's like,
"What's this wee shit? You got a frog in your pocket?"
Right? Yeah. You got a mouse. Yeah. So in Morrissey, and I said this all
talking about Richard Gere now.
No, that was a gerbil or a hamster, I believe. Yeah.
Field rodent.
Yikes!
Oh boy.
That got uncomfortable.
In my ass.
Awkward turtle.
And that's insanely appropriate, unfortunately, for right now. So, yeah, and I said this during the live reaction. Morrissey does not seem to trust Moose. Like he's getting used. He's not going to end up getting that title shot in the end. So it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And he's like, trust me. You help me take care of Matt Cardona. Almost said mid Cardona. There I did. Cardona. You help me take care of Matt Cardona, and you will get your shot at this. And he holds up the title. And Morrissey's
speaking of, I saw David Penzer in the chat. Hopefully, he never slips up and says mid Cardona on a ring announcement.
Yeah, right. We were waiting for that. But Penzer did all right. So then that leads to Savannah Evans with Tasha Steelz in her corner versus Rachel Ellering with Jordynne Grace sporting her title in her corner. Alicia, what'd you think of this one-on-one?
I like this. I always like when these people are in the ring, and it's been a little while since we've seen a lot of Savannah and Tasha. Well, I don't know if she's been featured recently. I've kind of missed certain spots. I don't know, not much to say. It's just a good match, and I really like, everybody in the ring.
Yeah,
and nothing spectacular to add. So,
no, I hear you. It just feels like Savannah Evans has been featured a little more recently than Tasha Steelz, but she's new, so it's good so that we can see what she has to offer. Plus, it gives Tasha Steelz a bit of a break, because her and Kiera Hogan were going nonstop there for a while. But yeah, and Rachel Ellering, no slouch here, going up against Savannah Evans. It really felt like how do they say that? A Hosset fight, Bill?
Hosset fight? Oh, yeah, no, definitely. And it's going to be interesting because for the Ultimate X, looking forward to that, looking at both of these knockouts, I don't know if you could have both of them in the Ultimate X match. Definitely one of them, for sure. Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's turning.
Oh, yeah, that's coming.
But it's going to be interesting to see what they do because you're right, because you kind of got a lot of names involved here. But I think there could be even other names that aren't here. My guess is a couple of them that we see featured in that promo tonight are part of the Ultimate X. Because I always look at Ultimate X as you have different skill sets in an Ultimate X match. You have the base. You have the high flyer. You have the ones that can do some stuff on the ropes. Like there's all different kinds of things. And usually when I look at Ultimate X, you only have one base. And I think both of them are probably bases in that match. So I think you could probably only have one of them. Like if it's Savannah, she's definitely the base. Rachel, maybe she could do two things. So, but I think she'd still probably be the base in the match. So I think probably only one of them wind up making it into the Ultimate X match. We know Jordynne has been campaigning the most. Like she's on social media saying, "I want to be in the Ultimate X match." So she's all for it.
And this Edwards wants it as well.
Yeah, I think she wants in. Obviously, we see Chelsea.
I hope she is. I'd like to see a lot more of Alicia.
And Alicia, she could do some stuff because let's not kid ourselves. Alicia's not the biggest. So they could toss her around in an Ultimate X
she's
match.
the baddest, okay?
And she's crazy, like in a good way. She's
got Kendra.
And she's got Kendra. And hey, in a match like that, there's really no rules, so you can get crazy in a match like that.
She's come a long way in the last handful of years that she's been there. I mean, I've seen her put on some okay matches, but I've also seen her in the ring with someone like Deonna Purrazzo and have a great match. So yeah, and it's
right.
It just compliments everyone when you see stuff like that, that she can evolve, that she does get better, and that she's not just Eddie Edwards' wife, Bison, your thoughts on this knockouts match?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Being a big Rachel Ellering fan, the girl's got some skills, man, and she showed it in this match, which was good. So for me, I'm not sold on the cannibal Savannah Evans bird. So I'm looking forward to seeing where she, I'm sure there's more to come from her. I'm sure there is, but I'm not sold on her yet.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm saying. But Rachel for me is so good. And she's strong and actually she's quite big. So, in terms of height and strength, whereas,
Right.
Savannah Evans was actually like at least a head above her, head above her as well. So, it just goes to show how big Savannah is, because I know Rachel's not small. So it's going to be interesting to see where this one goes. But yeah, come on, Rachel. Come on,
Alicia, did you have something to piggyback off of that?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was just acknowledging that I agree.
Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, Rachel Ellering comes off with a win here, and I was a little surprised because it felt like for a few weeks there that they were really, really starting to push Savannah Evans. So it was nice to see Rachel Ellering get the win here, and it kind of just gives her that little edge going into the announcement next week. So we'll see what we'll see what Scott D'Amore announces. So, and I want to hear from people in the chat too. Who do you think are going to be Scott D'Amore's picks for the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X match?
Yeah, all 6 will be announced next week.
Yes. So, we don't have to wait. We're not just doing some long drawn out tournament to find out who. No, it's just boom. This is it. You're in. So can't wait. Pretty exciting.
I'm cool with that.
Right. All right. So Tennille Dashwood and Caleb are in the back with Madison Rain.
Oh,
and
best beginning ever.
Great to see. I want to say welcome back to Tennille Dashwood. Great to see her back. And they're talking about some new girls.
She's so good.
That are from they're from Australia too, and they're the new Knockouts champs, and they're just kind of like filling in Tennille Dashwood on what's going on lately with the Knockouts without really saying who they are. So so she's like, well, let's go see who these are. So, and then the next segment is they show the Inspiration doing each other's, what were they doing? Lip gloss or whatever they were doing on each other.
Yep.
Yeah, which is just
that was not my preferred color, but
did you say not your preferred color?
No, mate, no.
So
he's more of an autumn.
I'm more of an autumn guy. Yeah, I must admit, I prefer the autumn tones.
I thought with the season maybe you were a candy cane guy.
Candy cane? No, not a candy cane guy.
or maybe a warm brown sugar vanilla.
I'm a California dreaming kind of guy.
There you go.
Oh, all right, enough of that one.
Well, speaking of dreaming, the beginning of this segment, Jay, was the best because Caleb was trying to walk through the door and it wasn't steaming for him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be steamy, sexy Caleb with a K. But there's only one guy that can pull that off.
Slow-mo.
It wasn't slow-moing for him, which I still think might be a hint at Johnny Impact with Chris Sabin at some point with the slow-mo. If they keep talking about slow-mo.
Yeah, see, I agree with that. I thought about that as well when we were watching Wrestle House. That it was almost, because they always did that whole kind of like standing there in his thing, and his hair blowing, slow-mo. And yeah, I got that. And of course, when you add that to the Taya Valkyrie Loca t-shirts and everything else, yeah, I saw
there
that.
There were a lot of little hints
breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
breadcrumbs galore.
Very bready.
Even in what Rosemary was wearing, she looks very Taya-esque, shall we say? At times, not all the way through, but at times there was a couple of times where you could say, actually, that's quite, in terms of the style.
For reals.
Speaking of Taya has been looking very Taya lately. She's re-added an accessory to her wardrobe, if anyone's noticed.
Yeah,
the muffs back?
The muffs are back.
Oh, the muffs are back.
Oh,
love a good pair of muffs.
It is winter.
It is winter.
Not where she lives.
No, true.
Oh wait, that's a promo for another show.
The Pacific Winds.
So yeah,
The muff is out.
Yeah, it's another sign that she might be coming back because she always wore the earmuffs no matter what was going on the show. That was just her deal.
So did John. Capital letter E. Period. Probably.
Oh, this is true. Yes, he looked great in those set of muffs. All right.
There you go, Bell's boy with his 6.
That's a good call. I thought Masha. I thought Lady Frost. Scrub the Tennille. Rachel Ellering and Tasha. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I would replace Tennille with Jordynne Grace.
There you go. Strong.
There you go.
Not bad.
You got to make sure everyone can work together in an Ultimate X match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need the right combination.
You need experience. You need some kind of chemistry. Yeah.
You can't just throw them in and be like, hey, you got it tonight.
Off you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jai Vidal.
Figure it out.
All right.
Somebody said this before. Bell's boy, what difference does it make if she's carrying a title?
Yeah, you don't have to defend it on the show. It could be a busy show. There was 11 matches at Turning Point, including the pre-show. So there could be 11 or more.
Just because she's but the assumption is that if she's in the match, she'd win. Like she might not win, so it wouldn't make any difference. And the fact that she's got a title doesn't mean she can't hold 2.
Hey, who's to say she still has the title by the time it comes around?
Exactly.
We still got another month. Yeah.
Yeah.
John Skyler might.
Yeah,
I think Jake Something's the next digital champion.
Oh,
there's a lack of Skyler squad in the chat, and I like it.
He's losing favor.
I don't know. I still think Johnny Swinger has a chance. But anyways, so they meet the Inspiration, and first there's this stare down with a lot of tension, and it turns into a bunch of silly little girl giggles because Tennille Dashwood recognizes these two Aussies because they're all Aussies. And then Caleb's just awkward, like, yay, high-fiving, and I don't know what I'm high-fiving. And they don't know why they're high-fiving Caleb either. And Madison Rayne just kind of seems like the odd duck out. But they all leave shaking their tushies together off camera, which is adorable. And so I don't know if this is all going to be like one big happy family or if it's just going to be ending up with Tennille Dashwood with Inspiration. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I like the music in this segment. I thought the music made it.
Very good.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the Australian super team with Caleb with a K. And Madison Rayne will be out on her lonesome.
Oof. Hey, can we get Caleb with a K just running around in like some Aussie boy shorts and wagging a flag or waving a flag?
I remember the last time, one of the last matches he had, he was wearing the Union Jack. He was wearing like the Australian flag gear.
There you go. Perfect.
There you go. It's already set up into place. Team Australia.
There we go.
Ooh.
With Caleb with a K.
Yeah, and then that could bring in Team Canada. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, not Team Australia, Team Crikey.
Crikey, there you go.
It's mega crikey. I don't know.
Look at the size of that. Oh, crikey, mate.
They're gonna poke you with a stick. I love that show. There's Team Canada. All right.
There you go.
There you go.
So we'll see what happens. Next we got VBD, represented by Joe Doering. What is going on? It sounds like something's. Oh, Joe's destroying Bill's office.
I was destroying everything.
Jeez.
Settle down, Joe. Bill,
Your
put him
next
back
J-Bone Saturday. Be there.
Oh shit. I'm dead. Bill, put him underneath the bed again, please. I'll see you there, Joe. Be nice.
My hat's bigger than you.
This is true. This is true.
VBD.
Okay. Yes, VBD. All right. Represented by Doering and Deonna. And going against Mack and Swann. Stop that.
Was I pinned, Bone?
I honestly no. I think it was
that's the answer.
I think it was the flag.
I don't get pinned.
The guy was still yes. Never pinned.
Yes. There's
and it won't happen. And it won't happen Saturday either against cash flow money.
Darn tootin' it won't happen.
All right.
Darn tootin'.
Trying to
Food scootin'.
Gain some favor here. It'd be nice, Joe. Damn.
Tell us about the match, Bone.
I'm going to turn this over to Bison.
Woo! Getting hot in here. All the pressure, Jay, the pressure.
Doering and Deonna versus Mack and Swann. Take it away, Bison.
Yeah, again, another quality match. It was good. It was exactly what you would expect from both teams. We had some fantastic. I mean, Willie Mack took an absolute pounding in this match from Joe Doering especially, and of course Deonna as well. So I mean, we had some good stuff in there. I thought that Eric Young was extremely busy outside the ring, like all over the place, giving out instructions and doing everything that he needed to do. EY was on form, I think, tonight. Really, really good. And yeah, so in general, I thought it was good. I mean, obviously we had the ending with who was it that came? I can't remember. They did the beatdown, so they lost the match. We got the beatdown. Then, of course, we got Heath and Rhino coming out. Lovely to hear the words "gore, gore, gore" as Rhino comes pumping down to the ring like a rhinoceros. Yeah, that was good. It was great. It was great.
Oh, baby!
And I've got to do it. I do a good impression of that. Ready?
Oh, baby!
Pretty good. There you go. Very well.
Anyway, so we ended up then obviously evening the odds up a little bit. Well, actually, I guess it was 4-on-3 at that moment. Good to see. So, I mean, what we're actually starting to see now is almost a sort of kind of like building of that tag team division again. So we've got the VBD as a tag team. We've got obviously the Soldiers and Heath and Rhino, 3 big teams coming together, all wanting a shot, I guess, at the Good Brothers. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
I love Anna's comment here. Swann looks like he has a secret life as a stripper.
That's funny.
He was very good at that, I must admit. It did get what are they called? I don't know, the Dream Boys or whatever it is.
The thunder from down under. Well, I don't know. Don't ask me why I know about that. Anyways,
I don't know, Jay, but I don't know if Richie would like you talking like that.
That son of a bitch.
Well, I'm just glad. I mean, he is one of the guys that is actually not going to be at Blizzard Brawl this Saturday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, at least half of the rest of the roster is going to be there. It's wild. It's crazy. But yeah, a lot of fun. And that's exactly what I said during the live reaction, Bison. Totally agree with you as far as like showing that the tag division is really, really, really. How did you say that? Pumping again?
It's building. It's building again. Yeah, no, it's building. I think that's sort of kind of where I'm going with that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Alicia, anything to add with this?
I actually missed this match, so I have nothing to add.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Then we get a segment here with Swinger and Hernandez. And this is probably one of my favorite segments of the whole show. and they are in a confrontation here with Rohit Raju and Raj Singh come in. It's a bunch of references to Wrestle House because Rohit Raju and Raj Singh were not at Wrestle House 2.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, we get the return of Lawrence D.
Yes.
And the
Lord of the Manor. Sorry,
the Lord of the Manor.
Yes.
He didn't want no riffraff.
I'm happy to get rid of the Lord title for Lawrence D. Lord Lawrence. I loved it.
Well, and that's one thing we were talking about during the review. It's like, okay, is this going to carry over to the regular Impact Wrestling show, or is Lawrence D going to be, shall we say, like trapped in the Wrestle House 2 universe? You know what I mean? You know, is that going to be like a thing in its own, and Larry D just comes back as Larry D? But no, we got Lawrence. We got Lawrence back, and man, I popped. I'm like, Bill, I think you agree with me.
Oh yeah, I remember during Wrestle House 1, we were watching Lawrence D. Lawrence Delicious, as we would like to call him.
Yes.
And we were saying we knew Triple XL was a tag team back then, but break out Larry D into Lawrence D with this character. Like I said, shades of the model, Rick Martel. Like the character was fantastic. This would work on TV. And then when he went into nothing for a while, it's like, bring back the character. But then it was so long since Wrestle House, I get it. You couldn't just do it. So Wrestle House coming back, it was the perfect opportunity. So I'm hoping they stick with this. Obviously, we know Lawrence, kudos, trimmed down so much.
Yes.
The ring rust is back, baby. Lawrence D, it wasn't said. I was waiting to see what it says. I think it's going to be on Impact TV. I know you thought maybe it's the BTI match. They haven't announced where it is, but he will be in action against Rohit next week.
Right.
So stay tuned. Lawrence D in action.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him, you know, just squirting the ring rust all over himself. And the reaction from everyone else after he did it in that promo, and they were all,
except Swingman.
Except for Swingman, and he said something about Polo Mania or something.
Oh, and the best was when he went, Connie Chong.
Oh yeah, that he had some kind of like affair with Connie Chung, but how he said it, he's like Connie Chung. Yeah, almost like Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, he's the best, the Swingman.
See, I still think that while Impact is sort of like putting out these like limited edition things, they need to bring out a limited edition ring rust.
Oh, that would be
perfect.
Yes.
Jeez.
I would.
I'd buy it. I'd buy
The WCW Nitro.
Let me tell you, Mrs. J-Bone would not be able to resist the ring rust.
Full of pheromones, baby.
Full of beefalo.
Oh yeah.
Full of something.
I think Alicia put that perfectly.
Then they can put Ring Rust by Lawrence D.
Exactly.
Swingman approved.
It would be amazing.
There you
I'm
go.
all over that. And then they could skip to sign it and everything. It'd be amazing.
Oh.
Hey, if anything, Lawrence at indie shows, man, come up, hey, get a little Drek Noir and put a little ring rust on there. I imagine it smells about the same. And sign those babies. Be like the Good Brothers.
You just need some WD-40, mate. That's it. Bit of WD-40. Slap a ring rust on it. Done.
I'd go for the Jakar Noir. I rocked some of that back in the day. Let me tell you.
I think it still smells the
Polo
same from
Sport.
that era. Oh, Polo. Wait, now Polo Sport's good, Alicia.
That's the good shit. Oh, we're talking about shitty. Sorry, I was just saying. Old
That
school
was strong. It
perfumes.
was too strong. That was a problem with Drek Noir. Like someone about what was it, Jay? A 10-mile radius. They would see this guy coming up, and they would know what he was sporting that day.
Totally.
Jiminy Christmas.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
the Polish Ford. You had to get up close and personal to enjoy that.
Those were the Jakar Noir days, let me tell you.
That was obviously my choice.
I cleared many a high school hallway with that shit.
I'm sure you did. Swingman in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Even the yearbook smelled like it for some reason. Anyways, let's see. Where the hell are we at here? Oh yeah, so that looks like we're getting Lawrence D versus who? Rohit Raju next week sometime. All right.
All I know is I'm going to be happy to watch that match.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. All right, main event. We got
Turn that frown upside down, my man.
Exactly. All right, main event time. Morrissey and Moose versus Mack, Cardona, and Eddie Edwards. I feel like we need a holla in here because we saw this one coming a mile away. But I'm not complaining. It was just one of those things. But let's go around the horn. And then we'll talk about what happened after it. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit already, but for the sake of wrapping it up, we will. Bison, what'd you think of this main event?
I thought it was the best match of the night. Fantastic. Everyone was on fire. I thought it was a great match. Loads of hard hitting, lots of meat slapping. Bill was probably in his element, being a big guy. Mark. I thought it was a great match. Eddie, I guess. I mean, Eddie being the smallest guy in the match, at times had some of the hardest hits. Those sort of kind of knife edge chops that he did on W. Morrissey. Woo, baby! I bet you could hear those in the back row. They were proper badass chops. And there was loads of cool stuff as well. Eddie was just being Eddie. He was just an amazing wrestler. And to me, it doesn't matter who's in the match. If Eddie Edwards is in there, to me, in terms of wrestling prowess, Eddie just out wrestles everybody. For me, it doesn't matter who's in there. He out wrestles everybody. So you've got Moose. I mean, like I say, in this match, you've got Moose, you've got Cardona, you've got obviously Morrissey, and then Eddie Edwards for me was just the man of the match. If it was in football terms, bonkers, I know about what I'm talking about here, right? In football terms, if you want to put a man of the match ticket on anybody, Eddie Edwards all day long, man of the match for me. But yeah, great match. Enjoyed every minute of that. Really good. Really good.
Right. Lisa, what'd you think of the main event?
It was pretty wild. Decent pair up and all that. The ending was kind of shocking, huh, fellas?
Yes, very. Did not see that one coming. I mean, I certainly felt like we were getting that eventually, but I felt like it was going to be more of a slow burn after Hard to Kill.
Exactly.
Toward,
do you know what I feel about the pin though, right? Is that where a promotion like AEW would protect Kenny Omega constantly from being pinned. He never got pinned. He never got pinned until he lost the title, right? That's his pin. Lose the title, he got pinned. But until that point, even in any of the, multi-man stuff, any of it, it was never Kenny got pinned, right? So, but they're not afraid to do that in Impact. They're not afraid to pin the champion in a multi-man, and I like that. And I like that. I think that's brave. It's a brave thing to do. So I'm down with that. Sorry, Elisa. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I didn't really have much else to add. I like how this is working itself out. Like I said, I don't normally like triple threats, but this is okay.
There you go. Zach Bonifer, thank you so much for the $2 tip, brother. And I'll even forgive you for the spot that's going to get me in trouble later with my wife with that picture. $2 makes up for it. Bill, what'd you think of the main event?
Oh no, I obviously I like all these guys in this match, so this was a proper main event here when the coach put it together. You obviously knew what was going on with Moose and Morrissey. He kind of promised him a match. Due to what happened at Turning Point, Cardona had a claim because he kind of had him for a second, but then you see the back and forths going on. But then I definitely was surprised at Moose taking the pinfall. I was not expecting that. And Bison brings up a good point. Impact is not afraid to have champions take pins, which is, in wrestling, it's a big part of storytelling. That's a way, an angle to get title shots. You didn't lose the belt, but in a multi-man match or something, New Japan does it too, where, oh, that's a pin. Hey, you got a claim on the title now. You pinned our champion. So you get a shot at it. Then there's ways where in Impact, they protect you until you lose. Like we know with Steve Macklin, Joe Doering. These guys have been protected. Some of the people don't even, like Steve Macklin, everyone knows he hasn't been pinned as an angle. They don't mention Joe Doering at all. No, that's like the subtle one. They're going to bring it up when it matters at some point. When like Joe Doering has this major match and then they'll be like, oh, he's never been pinned. So like when it won't be that shocking upset when he beats somebody or maybe a title. We'll see. But I think it's adding to, because you had Eddie Edwards versus Moose in the Full Metal Mayhem. That's tough. That's tough to top. So if you weren't going to go Josh Moose that quick at Hard to Kill, you had to do something a little different. So a triple threat here with Morrissey, who the dirt sheets already wrote out like he wasn't going to be there. Wrong. Good job. And then Cardona, who's got a huge following. And remember, he came in Impact and he lost to John Skyler. Like he didn't come in and just was handed anything. Right. He worked his way up. So kudos. Like he's paying his dues. The 18-year vet, as we heard. So kudos to him. Like he's not taking the easy road here to go for it. And same thing with Morrissey. He wasn't put right into the title picture. Both these guys are earning it. And we know Moose certainly wasn't handed anything. He's been working at this for years to get this shot. That's
right.
So I think these guys are all worthy of getting this rub in this main event at one of the 4 major pay-per-views. So
agreed.
I'm looking forward to it. I obviously I'm biased towards Moose. I like all these guys, but I want to see him hold the belt. But I've said since the day he showed up here, I thought Morrissey was going to be world champion within a year. So it wouldn't shock me. I think there's a very good chance he's the guy that either defeats Moose here or later, or Josh gets it back and Morrissey defeats Josh. Like I by Bound for Glory, I'd be shocked if Morrissey's not champion.
For sure.
Especially if he's sticking around. And I think we could pretty much collectively say, if I can speak for everyone, we want to see Morrissey stay. He's done tremendous work. You know, I haven't seen anybody speak negatively, not that I go looking for it either, like some people do. But damn, you know, some people it's like, oh, you know what I saw? I saw this person talk about this shit.
Good line by Bell's Boy here.
Like, why are you looking for it? Quit looking for the negative shit. Just love what you love and talk about what you love. Bell's Boy here says Morrissey could still price himself out of Impact like he did when he left the Smiths. Oh, wait. Wrong.
Very good.
Oh, you had me there, buddy.
Boy. It's like, and it says we never have the opportunity to play this fight.
It's like, I'm going to be nice to your face, and then I'll go bury you behind your back.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
What's interesting about the Morrissey thing was that obviously, I interviewed him about 2 months ago now, maybe 3 months ago. And he did mention, and it sort of kind of went a bit viral, that he wanted to stay with Impact Wrestling. He was happy at Impact Wrestling.
Right.
And he wanted to go beyond October. And he clearly's gone beyond October. The fact that they put him in a main event is 2 things. One is that they've obviously got him to put pen to paper. and potentially we could end up seeing him the belt on him. Or it's a good way for him to go out in a main event at Hard to Kill. Moose probably pins him. Makes Moose look super strong because he's pinning, a 7-foot monster. And, is a nice way to say goodbye to Morrissey, because obviously he's also in the main event at Hard to Kill, even if, we don't see him past that point. I hope it's the latter. Whether I want to see him as champion, I'm not sure, to be honest. But it could be. It could be. Mm-hmm. And he would look great with that strap around his waist. To be fair, like if you put that particular strap around his waist, it would just look like a standard belt. They might need to bring back the big belt.
The big effing gold belt.
The big fucker.
As Sammy Callahan likes to call the what is that? The AAW. He calls that the big effing gold belt. Because it looks very similar to the WCW title, yeah. But yeah. So
and who knows? Maybe it is Sammy. Because I'll give Sammy credit, man. He's still responding. I think every time Moose posts anything, he's like, F you, Moose. To everything he posts.
You're such a prick. Such a prick.
Love Sammy. Miss you, Sammy. Get better, man.
Yeah, right?
Totally. We need Sammy back.
I miss Sammy.
Yeah. But yeah, great tag match. And Morrissey clobbering Moose at the end. Shocking. And Moose was out cold. And Morrissey just standing over him like, now you're going to get yours because I don't trust you, you son of a bitch.
I'm here to chew gum and kick some ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. I don't know.
Exactly. No, that's good. That's good. Love that movie. I have the Funko Pop back here. Tremendous character. And then the exclusive, like we talked about a bit at the top of the show, Scott D'Amore comes out afterwards, and Moose is just kind of, for lack of better words, just kind of cowering in the corner like he just, waking up from getting his ass handed to him. Like, oh, damn, now the boss is bitching at me. And Scott D'Amore is just way too happy to just let him know what the main event of Hard to Kill is. Go ahead, Scott.
He's had a bad night.
What do you want, Coach?
I want to make a main event. 3-way. Hard to Kill. That'd be fantastic. The people will love it.
Oh, they'll bitch about it.
I'll put it on Twitter. See you later.
I love that.
I'll put it on Twitter. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, Bill, you make me giggle. Yeah, great way to wrap up this this episode, and then, like I said, the exclusive was great too. Any final words from anyone on this?
Overall, I thought it was just a really good episode. Everything's kind of tying together nicely, leading into the upcoming event. So, yeah, kudos.
Hard to Kill, yes.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Hard to Kill is going to be a banger.
In the BTI, Josh Matthews was talking about the best of episodes. And the way I was surprised he was talking about them so early, if they're the last 2 weeks of the year, which they probably are. But the way he said it, I wasn't sure if we were going to get, like, they're going to do the same thing. Wrestler of the Year, Knockout of the Year, all that type of stuff. So
that's happening on BTI, isn't it, next week?
He gave the impression it's happening next week, which seems early. So is that going to be more the BTI? So I'm really intrigued on how they're going to treat the rest of this year, TV-wise.
Are they going to?
He said that they were going to. Sorry, he said that they were going to do it on BTI.
Yeah, that's what he said. So I thought that would be the full shows like they were last year, but maybe not. Or maybe they're doing the awards on BTI and then showing the full matches on the show that they're discussing. Like, oh, this is our Superstar of the Year, our Knockout of the Year, and they're going to play a full match or two from those people.
Yeah,
Could be.
they could do like the award short clip, and then save the rest for the episodes. Like show the full match, whatever. Yeah.
I'll just be interested to see how they put that
see.
together because it feels like it's going to be a little different than last year. So I'm intrigued on how they're going to put all that together.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure in between that on the main shows in the last 2 weeks, they'll have some kind of promo stuff leading up to Hard to Kill. I can't imagine they're going to completely ignore it. But that just means that in the next few weeks, we're going to get some pretty heavy promotion to Hard to Kill.
Yeah, and you do get one go-home show the first week of January, the last Thursday. Right. So there will be one.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much do you wait and put all into that go-home show?
Yeah. And then there'll be some kind of special too. I'm sure. Something.
Yeah,
maybe.
there's got to be a countdown to Hard to Kill or, before the bell or something. I don't know. There'll be something.
Yeah, hopefully they do all that.
And we got to have a badass movie.
It's got to be a wrestle week.
Yeah.
Come on. We got to have Wrestle Week.
Love the badass movies. Lakers, I'm looking at you. Because I feel like we're always the ones in the Discord reacting live to the badass movies. All I keep doing is finding GIFs to be like, "Hey, Patrick Swayze ripping a guy's throat out." Bam! There it is.
That Roadhouse, one of my favorites, man. One of my
Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
And then we did it for Pulp Fiction too. Zed's dead.
I feel
come on,
bad.
Roadhouse.
I feel bad.
Roadhouse is fantastic. Pulp Fiction's a different kind of. Okay, come on. A Royale with cheese, Bison. Come on.
Yeah, but
you got to do the Travolta.
Yeah, but no. When they say Wade Barrett and he goes, "Holy shit, you're right." That's
anyway,
it's a classic. Bryson. You're not going to argue. Hey, I'm not going to argue with it. I've probably seen Roadhouse 100 times.
You're damn right. That's one of those best. I've forgotten what his name is. Sam. Who's it that plays Wade Barrett? Sam something, isn't it? Sam. Oh God, I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about. The grey hair guy.
Yeah. He's fucking awesome. That's his best role. Wade Barrett is his best fucking role. He's so good. So good. With the limp and everything. Where he's like, oh. And he's still able to kick the shit out of you.
I'll tell you what's going to be hard to kill is my office door with these cats throwing themselves at it. All right, let's get out of here before my office gets trashed again.
Totally.
Let's go around the horn and let the folks know where they can find you. Let's start with our man across the pond where it's way past his bedtime.
It is. Okay, so you can find me on Twitter at LordBison45. I did hit 1,400 follows this week, but promptly after I mentioned this, I suddenly lost 4. So just typical Twitter. But there you go. So hopefully we can get back up to 1,400. That would be lovely. Thank you. I appreciate it. You can find me there where I talk about all things wrestling, especially obviously Impact related. Also, you can find me on Wednesday nights on TNI UK at 6 p.m. UK, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check that out with my boys, Simply Steve, and of course, the Joker. Who is coming into his own, I must admit, these days. I'm absolutely so proud of Joe. He's doing really, really well. And of course, our Simply Steve, who is putting together some of these fantastic sound bites, some of these new sound bites we've been getting, guys. You do tend to find they get premiered on a Wednesday. Just saying. They get premiered on a Wednesday. So make sure you check out TNI UK on a Wednesday. If you don't, then obviously we're available on listen on the go, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you list your favorite podcasts, and of course Twitch and YouTube. So you can join us on the live chat. We do go live every Wednesday, so make sure you do that. That'd be great. I have not got no interviews come in at the moment. However, I did have an email yesterday telling me they're going to be giving me one soon. So watch this space.
Tremendous. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. You guys have been killing it. Very proud of you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Alicia, where can they find you?
You can maybe possibly find me under the handle Alicia B. Cakey on Instagram and Twitter and lurking in the Discord.
Ah, yes, that Discord. You can find that link also for the invite to the TNI Discord in the description. Bill,
I thought you were doing karaoke then.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on Friday
No, I'm
nights.
Now you can find me Twitter, my name at William M. Gardner. Much like Impact lately, our Instagrams look similar. Not much on there, but same name. And then Discord, I usually do jump in. Depending on what's going on, I will post, but definitely hop in there. We're getting new people every day, so feel free, jump in there. Obviously interact with the show, us, however you like. Hey, see it hard to kill, maybe. Obviously, I'll be at that PPW show with Moose and stuff on 12/11. Philly at the ECW Arena for Battleground. So I won't be, obviously, at the IPWF show, sadly. I was already committed to another show. But I will be seeing Mercedes Martinez and some other former ECW talent, maybe some Impact talent that's not booked. I know Rhino got pulled from that show. So who knows? Joe Doering, if he's not being used. So definitely, who knows what will happen. But yeah, and we'll see as we go into these upcoming weeks as we get towards the holidays. Maybe do some special streams and all that, J-Bo. We'll come up with some ideas. But J-Bo, where can they find you?
They can find me over in that other little podcast, which has actually been kind of quiet lately, unfortunately. Smash This Podcast. But if you want to go give it some love and some support, you can find it on YouTube and Twitch and wherever you find your audio. But me on the Twitter box, if you want to give me a follow, I'm an easy follow because I don't really go on there much unless I'm promoting this or my own brand. JBone5150, that's JAYBONE 5150. And for this podcast, all you got to do is type in We Talk Impact on any of your socials, and it'll pop up. You will find Total Nonstop Impact on the Facebox, the Twitter box, and the Instanick. And for your TNI on the go, you can find it on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Pandora. Just Google Total Nonstop Impact wherever, or look up Total Nonstop Impact wherever you get your audio, and I guarantee you'll find it on there. So, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in tonight.
We've been together for 27 years. Where's my ring? Huh? Where's my ring, asshole? Where's my ring, motherfucker? Put it on my fuzzy finger, you fuck. Come on.
Bison, behave yourself.
It's not Bison, it's Ted.
Well, I know. It's like, Bill's got, Joe Doering, which is out of control. Now Bison's got Ted. This whole thing is just getting so out of control here. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, this is horrible.
We're at the show, probably.
Let's do that. Let's get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you. Let's see. This week, I'll be at, the shit show. Exactly. I'll be at Blizzard Brawl, reporting live, taking some pics, maybe some video. I don't know where the content's going to go. Ted, I'm trying to wrap up the show here. Thank you very much.
Give the bell a tickle.
Which one's Jay?
All right, let's get out of here. Much love, everyone. Take care. We'll see you down the road.